You're at 109 right now.
All right, Randy, so let's take a look at our trip up north. This is the video right here. So here we are riding in the car. Can you tell us what you see?
I see cars. I see.
All right, I'll tell you, I was having some trouble. So we have the inky Falcon and plus car mount, and I'm using the GoPro. So that's what you're watching, the footage from the GoPro. There's the GoPro. Hey, there's the inky Falcon gimbal, and then the car mount. There's Randy to the left. You can't see me.
You should have done me like that.
I shouldn't have done you like that.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm playing with the gizmo, the gimbal. It's a gizmo. Now I'm in the passenger seat while Randy is driving. We're headed up north here to San Jose.
San Jose and Santa Cruz.
Excuse me. And the last time I was up this way was I was in high school. It was either a junior, I don't know, junior, senior, sophomore, maybe freshman. I think I might have been a junior, and I made my way up to Monterey. And the cool story about that, I had a classmate, Sam Waxman, and his mom was a teacher at Hamilton High School. She was a black woman, and she told her son to find people. She was like, son, recruit some students to join us on this field trip. And Sam and I were buddies. We had classes together. And Sam said, hey man, my mom said I need to find some students and you should come along. And I thought about it out of ignorance. I was so stupid. I was like, let me think about it. Should I go on this field trip? I don't know. I don't know these people. I only know Sam, and it's gonna be boring. Yada yada. His mom, met me, and she was like, she didn't say this to me, but in so many words, she was like, boy, if you don't get your black butt on this tour, don't you know there are few black boys or black girls who go on these trips and see, outside of the community. This is an opportunity you need to enjoy. You need to experience this. Stop being a fool.
So you got it.
So I went. I went on that trip, and I had a lovely experience. I went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
The wharf?
Yeah. The Fisherman's Wharf.
Wharf?
And it was a lovely experience. Everything was taken care of. We had buses to take us up there. We had lodging, food, and everything. And it was when I look back on that trip, it was extremely beneficial, enlightening. And I remember the tour. We went out to the wilderness, and they had a tour guide tell us about the birds and the bees. No. They were telling us about the birds out there, and it was like such an enriching. There's Randy. What you chewing on, Randy?
Those gushers.
Eating a little sweet tooth. She has a sweet tooth she's trying to satisfy.
That whole weekend, that was horrible. I eat healthy. Those were my cheat days.
Oh man.
It was a nice day.
The windshield is completely covered in bug remains.
Yes.
And there was that one bug that hit the side of hit the passenger side while you were riding.
I know. I heard it like.
And it just left all of its remains. It was quite a big bug. I have no idea what it was. But it hit the side window.
Yes.
And left its mark.
Yes. Ugh.
Yep. And then we went to a gas station when we made it to San Jose, and I tried to clean the windows with the Chevron gas station water and the squeegee and all that.
Urine.
Why did the squeegee and the water, I don't know if it was the water, the squeegee, or whatever, but it smelled like urine. Like pure urine. Like, oh, that is so terrible.
This trip was so wild. It was
ghetto.
It was ghetto. Let's just be real.
Like, first off, who in San Jose or Santa Cruz is pouring their urine into the the gas squeegee bucket. Who's doing that?
Oh,
Please stop. Don't do. That's horrible. So that was one, mark taken away for San Jose and Santa Cruz for this trip. The urine smell from the squeegee
yeah,
thingamajig. Okay, that was one thing. Then
in the room or?
okay, so we're in the hotel. We stay at a hotel in San Jose.
Thought it was nice. Oops.
Right. Randy booked it and thought it
Sorry.
was nice, but
From the picture, I don't know San Jose, so.
check this out. We get into the room, and the first thing that we notice is inside the room there's a message written for the next guest or for any guest. We'll spell it out for you. It said FUCK space. Under that it said YOU.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, and it wasn't like they had. Well, the staff tried to erase it, tried to get rid of it, but the remnants of it were still visible, quite visible. So there was that.
And the hotel it was renovated. It looks so old, like from the 70s,
Right.
80s.
So it old, and it just looked like they had painted it just to give it a nice make it look like there's a fresh coat of paint on there, but
I mean, it wasn't too bad. But I mean, the people that were coming into the hotel, like.
oh man, this one dude jumped out of the car. The guy must have been a car mechanic because from his fingernails to his elbows, they were just black,
He's just dirty.
covered in soot. Something like, oh man, yeah, he was just dirty. And so his girlfriend or wife or whomever was like, nah, they don't accept those.
Wasn't she dirty too? I hope they were both mechanics. My God.
Something. And he comes to the car and he's like, we can't get in because they don't accept those. Oh, we can't go. And I was like, what are they talking about? What don't they accept at this hotel?
Yeah.
So
We were like, are we the right part of town?
oh, it was rough. It was rough in there. So
It was very weird. But it was funny. We were just taking it all in.
I went to the, let's see, I went to the restroom. The first thing I did is I asked for the restroom. And we walked. We arrived early, and so we had to.
Wait until 3 to check in. It was like
Right.
2:30
Yeah.
or 2:20 something.
So we had to wait until 3, and I had to go to the restroom. So I went to the restroom, went to the front desk, and I asked for the restroom, and she said, go over there. I went over there. The door was locked. So I walked back, and I gave her the international hand signal for key, like, hey, I need a key or something. And then, so she says to me, oh, it must be out of order. Go to that restroom over there. And she points me in another direction. So I'm just like, all right. I'm just walking all over this hotel from one end to the other. The other restroom was open, so I was happy about that. And yeah, that's the end of that story. I was just annoyed that one restroom, the door was closed, and the other one, she told me to go from one end to the other, like. But the thing about it was, I think she kind of knew. She was like, oh, well, I guess it's open. I guess it's still closed. No. She said it was out of order, so she was like, I guess it's still out of order. Like, oh, you could have been like, I think that one's out of order. Go over there, But
Dang.
she was just like, okay, no fault on her. That's not an interesting story, really. But Randy has an interesting story to tell about the reception.
So the same like receptionist. Okay, so we stayed there overnight. Blah blah blah. Then we were checking out, but I was checking out while Larry was in the car. So I had you know how you return the keys. So I checked out, and well, before I checked out, she was trying to remember me. She said room 109, right? I was like, no, 310. But I was like, wow, why those numbers like in my head? The infamous.
Walk past Kobe, let them know where they are.
You're at 109 right now.
Yep,
Do it again.
those numbers. So it was just kind of like wow, like really.
And so to like underscore this experience and try to understand what the heck happened here, like I have IC109 on the license plate of my vehicle. So had she seen the vehicle? Had she seen the license plate? Had she seen us
On camera or something?
enter from the car? And did she put two and two together and just say, "Oh, 109, that's a special number for for that couple. And when I see them, I'm gonna remember that." Like, I'm really overthinking it because that definitely wasn't it. I mean, for where I parked the car, it wasn't visible to the front desk unless she was spying on us on the camera.
Right. It was just like,
Like, come on, there was no possible reason why 109 should have come to mind. And yet, when Randy went to check out, the lady's like, "You're in room 109?"
right? I'm like,
Like,
no.
come on.
310.
So,
Yeah, that was interesting.
all right, so skip from the out of the to go from the stories to the video. Yes, this is me. I'm dancing.
His happy dance.
Yep.
Trying to get me to do it. I'm shy. But look at
Yep.
him. He's partying. He's getting, he's
Getting my exercise 'cause I definitely need it. Man, either that or I need to buy bigger clothes. I can't. Nah. Yeah, those shorts of mine. I'm not a fan of sagging, and they were a little loose around my hips, so they kind of give the impression that, you know, they're riding low on my waist, which they were. That's not cool. And then that shirt it's a nice favorite shirt of mine, Jean-Michel Basquiat, but it's not big enough to cover my belly.
Okay, we just threw on something. We were driving for a while. We had to get out and just,
For a very long time. There were accidents and there were um,
fires. Oh, not
maybe
yet.
something.
I was leaving.
Yeah, there were fire warnings, wildfire warnings and whatnot up up along the coast. But this was good to get out. It was a beautiful day, and we had the beautiful ocean to view, sunlight, and nobody was really around. A few people, you know, and we just hopped out and we were doing our thing. Um, let's see what else happened.
Something happened.
Just riding up along the coast, Monterey. Oh yeah, okay. So to continue with this theme of like ghetto and how ghetto things were. So the hotel, all right, with the FU on the wall. The cool part about the hotel was Randy's being asked about room 109 because that fits
Right.
in.
Perfect.
Let's see. So today we went to the Ethiopian restaurant, Ethiopian Eritrean restaurant. Now check this out. So we go to the Ethiopian restaurant, and the food was delicious, and we had a great time and whatnot. But I tried to order in my limited Amharic. I tried to exercise my limited Amharic skills. So here's what happens: we go into the restaurant, and I'm like, I'd like to order bayonetu, and the young Ethiopian woman is like, "Excuse me, what do you want to order?" I said, bayonetu. And she's like, "What do you want to order?" So by this time I give up and I'm like, the veggie combo. And she's, "Oh, okay, okay, okay." And I said, "How do you pronounce it?" And she says, bayonetu.
Oh my goodness. It was such a struggle for nothing.
I'm like, "What did I say?" So, yeah, that aggravated and frustrated me for that moment. But
You're
I
blue
later,
Oh, sorry. I interrupted.
no, no, no. I later talked with her, and I asked her, you know, how long she had been in America and whatnot, so forth and so on. And she said she had been in America for 6 months, and that she's from Addis Ababa, and everything was good. Um, yeah, and I said I'm a Segenalo, and so I had a great time. I mean, I was slightly annoyed by that, but I had a great time otherwise, so that was cool. The food was delicious and everything. No problems. And then we took off and we made our rounds. And then we went to another restaurant at the Fisherman's Wharf.
Way before that,
What
can we
happened?
just back up? Like, we saw, like, somebody chasing somebody. We were, like, in the wrong part of town again. I
Gosh.
don't know where we were.
We pulled up to the intersection and Randy was like, why are they running in slow motion? Because, like, one dude was running slow, but he was running nevertheless. And another guy was running behind him. And I was watching them cross the street as they were running, and the guy in the front ran right smack into a pole.
Right?
It didn't stop him, and he just kept running. The other guy was behind him, chasing him. Well, we didn't know he was chasing him until later. And then it was just all bad. It was like, what the heck is going on in San Jose? So
Then he was running across the street. Then the car, like, he was, like, hoping the car would stop for him.
at the intersection, they made it across the street. We were turning in at that intersection. After we turned, one guy gave up the chase and started jaywalking across the street in front of all of the traffic. And then he was like arguing with another driver, like, yeah, I'm walking across the street, you better stop for me, whatever. So it was wild. Then the last story I'll tell is we went to the Fisherman's Wharf, went in there, and I wanted some fish and chips. I ordered fish and chips, and the fish and chips were nice. Just what you would expect, some nice fish and chips. I thought they were going to bring out some Gordon's, some
Gordon's Fisherman.
Gordon's Fisherman like stuff.
Frozen stuff.
Because at this point I had like a poor impression of San Jose and Santa Cruz coming from the hotel and the people running down the streets chasing each other.
Like, where are we? But we just had to laugh. It was a funny experience.
But we're at the Fisherman's Wharf at Monterey, and to add, to the ghetto-ness, so we both order some water, and the guy brings us water. Now, Randy's glass of water was pristine. It was clean. Everything was nice. But mine, I noticed, had little speckles of, like, seasoning all around it. So I tell the waiter, I'm like, come on over here, man. I'm like, bro, the water is dirty. My glass is dirty. So the waiter starts examining the glass. He touches the little specks, and they're on the outside. He's like, it's only on the outside of the drink. I'm like, no, man. I'm like, take this back. So I examined it a little more in Spanish. I was like, el dentro también. Like, fool, come on, man.
On the inside, too.
Give me some more effort. All right, y'all. We're going to end this one right now because our time is up.
Window seat surfing on the wing. As an adolescent, I dreamed of big things. Climb to the top of the mountain to see the scene. Petty wap, don't want me to have anything. I'm the captain, no jet lag. Boeing jet swag. Floating to the sunset, keep the drinks coming back. She summoned me, gave me turbulence on the sink. Pretty flight attendant boarding